Welcome back to the Scott Hepler Football Channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be looking at the what I think Jose's going to put out for a lineup in the Everton Tottenham FA Cup game on Wednesday. This is what I think he'll do. I'll probably make a few comments about what I think should happen, but I think he's going to put out a very strong team against Everton to give us a shot to move another step closer to that FA Cup final. Right now we're sitting 3 wins away from the FA Cup final. So I think that's something he's going to push really hard for. I know we're sitting in the EFL Cup final, the Carabao Cup, waiting to play against Man City. But right now, who wants to play them right now? Because they are looking pretty strong. But to get started, we'll just go ahead with the goalie, Lloris. He's going to throw Lloris out there. Why wouldn't you? He is our number one by far. So Lloris is in that spot. Left back, I think he's going to go with Davies. He continues to use Davies. He trusts Davies. And we just don't have any options out there at left back. Reguilon's still hurt. So I think he'll use Davies in this game. And that's who's going to be at left back. Center defense, I think he's going to go with a Dyer-Rodon combination, because he left Dyer out and Rodon for that West Brom game. I expect him to use Dyer and Rodon. Dyer's one of his guys, regardless of the mistakes he's made and things over the past number of games. I think he's going to be in there. If it's not Dyer, Rodon definitely needs to be in there. And then I would actually like to see Alderweireld. But who knows what Jose's going to do. On the right back, it's got to be Aurier. Doherty just has not gelled with this team. He's not found his position out there on that right side like we all hoped he would when he came into the team. The one great thing that he did is I think he pushed Aurier to step up his game. I know he had a pretty bad Liverpool game, but for the most part this season, he's really been a different player. Still has room for growth, but much better than we experienced last season by far. As far as the two midfielders right in front of the defense, because we're going to run a 4-4-2, or excuse me, we're going to run a 4-2-3-1 formation is what I expect him to do. We're going to have Højbjerg and Sissoko. I know Sissoko had a really bad game a couple games ago. Haven't seen him since. I think he's letting Sissoko get a little break, get his legs back under him. He trusts Sissoko. He likes Sissoko out there being active, running up and down the pitch all day long and tracking everything down. I mean, he has a comfort level of Sissoko in there. But me personally, I would prefer to see even Lamela in there over Sissoko right now, because we're going to need more offensive capabilities and some dynamic play in that midfield. Lamela fits that bill a bit more, but also brings energy and will challenge. He'll press, he'll challenge people. So I think you kind of get Sissoko, not quite as big, not quite as strong, not quite as fast, but you get that Sissoko intensity without sacrificing the offensive prowess. And I think Lamela had a pretty good game last game. I mean, he looked active, he looked engaged, he looked involved in the team. So I definitely think that I would like to see Lamela in there over Sissoko. And then, of course, your center attacking midfielder, there has to right now be Ndombele. There is no other option. I know he threw more in there last game, but I think that was kind of to give a little break to not only Ndombele not having to track and run so much, but also Sissoko to get him ready for this game. So that's the three I'd like to see in there, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see Højbjerg, Sissoko, and Ndombele. Outside on the right, I think he's going to bring Bergwijn in. I know Mora had a good game against West Brom, but on all intents and purposes, it's a championship side. Mora should shine against those people. So he's still, I think, doesn't have the quality to play against the tougher Premier League sides, and Everton's going to be one of those, especially defensively. And while Mora can dribble, when he's out on the wing versus where he was against West Brom in the middle, when he's out on the wing, all he does is try to beat 2 and 3 players all the time. His head's constantly down. He misses all kinds of opportunities to lay off the ball or make passes and such. And his only ending in everything that he does is either lose the ball or take a shot. And while he can't put some of those shots away, he makes some nice shots. The majority of the time, he's just giving up the ball to the other team. And he does not do the defensive side as well as Bergwijn does for us. And I think giving Bergwijn a little rest will help Bergwijn be able to be fresh and ready to go for this Everton game. On the left side, I think we're going to see Song out there. He's got to be our guy. There is no one else. And then, of course, up top, going to be Harry Kane. I think Kane and Son are going to have to be huge this game. I don't know how many opportunities we're going to have to counterattack, but I imagine we'll only have probably a handful, maybe even half a dozen at most. If we even get that many, we've got to put a chance or two away. We got to be extremely clinical. We can't afford to have any missed opportunities go by the wayside against us in this game, or we're going to either lose or we're going to be sitting at the end of regulation, sitting there tied. So that's the team I think he's going to throw out there. Myself, I'd make a few changes, but not too much. I mean, the options just aren't there. The quality in the backups just aren't there. So let me know what you think in the comments. I think that if we play that lineup with our strongest team that he's going to put out there with Sissoko and Bergwijn, and like I said, I think he'll do. I think we can still squeeze out 1 or 2 goals. So my predicted goal line is 2-1. I unfortunately don't see us not giving up a goal, especially against a side with more quality than West Brom had. We just not been able to do that against quality sides. Is put up a shutout. We just haven't had the clean sheet against quality sides in a while. So to me, it's going to be a tight, tough game. I think we can do it, but it's going to be very nerve-wracking. It's going to be a strenuous game, a lot of intensity, a lot of physical play, and it's going to be whoever decides to step up. And if we come out and we're as flat as we were in the Chelsea game and the Brighton game, we're not going to show up. We're not going to get a result. We can't come out flat in this game. We've got to come out all guns blazing from the get. And even when we're back in our little shell, we've got to get pressure on that ball. We can't let them just dilly-dally around, because the only one that's been able to show any prowess in the air is Rodon, and hopefully he'll be in there. So that is what I'm thinking for this matchup. Please let me know what you think. If you like the video, you like the channel, like it, subscribe, support the channel. Leave your comments in the bottom. Let's have a conversation about this lineup, what you think, who you think should be in, and I hope we get this win. I'm looking forward to another win. 2 wins in a row would be good, kind of getting the funk knocked off of us and seeing what we are really in store for the rest of this season, because I think this next 2 games, especially this one and the Man City game, are going to really show what what we have in the tank and what we're going to do to get something done this season to see what we can accomplish. So come on, you Spurs, let's get a victory here today. All right.